after the U.S. military intercepted Russian and Chinese bombers.
Gunmen in southwestern Pakistan killed at least 31 people in 2 separate attacks, while security forces killed 12 insurgents, officials reported.
Officials noted that this was one of the deadliest days of violence in the restive Baluchistan province.
2 Arizona women were killed when gunmen opened fire on their vehicle in the northern Mexican state of Sonora, Mexican authorities confirmed.
The victims, aged 72 and 82, originally from the Sonora city of Caborca, were found dead in an overturned, bullet-riddled white Nissan Pathfinder.
Special counsel Jack Smith has filed a motion urging the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn a federal judge's unexpected dismissal of former President Donald Trump's classified documents case.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact.
Yeah, and your mother.
Fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Also, your mother is
here, please.
I encourage your mother. Oh, how you do this again? You push buttons. What button am I supposed to push?
Damn good coffee. And hot.
You know what? We're not on Instagram. We gotta get on Instagram.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Instagram.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about Kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
No, I got things to do, and I'm just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overworked. I'm underpaid. All right, I'm doing the Instagram. You just hold your little thing there while I do this. Are you holding it? I was kidding. You don't really have to do that. All right, let's see what happens over there. Hold on. Hold on, I said. That's what's happening over there. Oh, good morning, you people. Okay, I could go live over there on Instagram. Sorry about that, Instagram. We're a little late. But good morning for people who are not on Instagram. Obviously, those people are just getting, what the hell? There's a live stream going on. Let me click on, oh, it's them again. Anyway, it is, what is it? It feels like a humpish. It feels humpish today. Is it a hump day? Is it Wednesday already? Could that be? How the hell did it get to be Wednesday already? I quit, but then I quit. Anyway, it's Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. For people who need the year, I have a feeling this is going to be a train wreck of a show. I really do. And not that every show we do isn't a train wreck, but I think this will be a legitimate, for real train wreck, like the likes of which you can only see in Texas. I just feel like there's a train wreck coming. Kind of like that, over and over again. We have 2 guests scheduled today. One, a fella who looks like, I don't know. I really should not talk about people's hair, right? But if you look at the picture today, I don't know, it's like, what are you trying, going for the puppy look? Oh, I'm sorry. Saint Tangarilla, Saint ST, is that or is that his initials? Is he one of these guys who just uses initials? People need to smack you with your stupid little initials. Oh, I'm anyway. He's a polymath, technical, creative, personal, and his technical's not working. His website's down. None of his links work. I'm already angry at this guy. And it doesn't look like he's even reviewed the link. So he might not show up. So that could, right there, we might have a no-show of a guy who is just a Renaissance man who is just smarter than all of us, not except he can't choose a barber or get his web links working. I'm sorry with the hair thing. This is very bad of me. I should not pick on the hair. In the second hour, we have a singer-songwriter, entertainer scheduled by the name of Tia Luana. I think that's it. Not Tijuana, Tia Luana. And she gave me an introduction to use for her. I'm not using that. I'm just not doing it. It's just... So basically, it could be a train wreck of a show. So that's what... We may be seeing a lot of that clip, is all I'm getting to. This is what we can expect today. In other words, I quat, and then I quit. Now, I'd like to quat. I just don't know how to quat. So I'll quit instead. And we're going to let Stephen be the host of today's show, since he wasn't here yesterday when the big black man with the huge cock said there's no excuse for not walking. No excuse for not walking. So we should let Stephen just have the show and do what he will with it. And maybe call that guy out on a fight, give him the old Chavola treatment. I don't know. Anyway, we have sponsors to talk about, and then we'll get on with this train wreck of a show. Oh, yes. Well, we have a new sponsor for you today. Here's our new sponsor. You check it out.
Part of this, God bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series
make a lot of people have
digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America
First. A lot
First
of fun
Collection.
with them.
50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. A coffee table book put out by Winning Team Publishing. Every photo in it, and there are many, has been picked by me, and every caption is my own. Trading cards are back with a bang. Series 2, the new collection, features incredible artwork of me as a rock star and also as a monster trucker. People love to collect baseball cards, but why settle for that when you can collect the greatest trading card in history, like Trump digital trading cards? And they love what we've done. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. It is an authentic piece of the suit I wore when I took that now famous mugshot, and it was a great suit, believe me, a really good suit. It's all cut up, and you're going to get a piece of it.
You're going to get a piece of it. So, yeah, that's our new sponsor, folks, because we always need reputable sponsors on this program, people who have quality products to sell, things that people actually need that improve their lives. To make America great again. Good morning, folks. Right now in the room, we have the world's foremost lingerie expert, Ron Kane, and we have Stephen, the sitcom No Excuse for Not Walking, Ortiz, and we have D.A. Pennebaker, the famous filmmaker, my best friend of 37 years in the room. D.A.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com.
Oh, wait. D.A. Pennebaker died in 2019. I don't know who this guy is. It's just an initial guy. Some guy.
Better yet, MindDogTV.com. Are you too giving for your own good? Try giving your money to MindDogTV.com in exchange for merchandise. Buy a Ron Kane Dong Kane, a Ron Kane bobblehead, a Stephen Ortiz Sit Down and Fight Like a Man t-shirt, the Mind Dog Wet Wipes. Just don't ask why it's wet and what he wiped. The G.D. Fenderson Career Help Guide. MindDogTV.com. Support your local mercenaries.
Wow. I did look up
I did look up white label canes to be able to put Ron's image on it and sell it last night. And every time they were trying to sell me white canes, but I did find one company. You have to order 1,000 of them, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't want 1,000 canes sitting around my house.
Can we do the sit down and fight like a man T-shirt? That's fantastic. I need about 7 of them.
Oh, I did not know. Sit down and fight like a man T-shirt. I did not know about this. This is a good idea. I mean, we might sell one, not 1,000, but it's a possibility. I could do that.
It made me giggle. Even if I wasn't in a wheelchair, I'd wear that. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Well, who came up? Who came up with that? Did I miss something?
GD just said it.
Oh, he just said that.
Yeah.
Oh, sit down.
Wait, hold on. No, it was my idea. It was my idea. It was my idea. No, it was my idea, not his.
No, because I honestly, I was thinking about. I shouldn't have said D.A. Benabaker because he's dead, and that's all I was distracted by thinking. Oh, wait a minute, he died. I should have come up with a better one.
45 seconds ago. Now 50 seconds ago.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 45 times. I was like, no, there's no way you could have said it in that time. No, I wasn't listening. I was distracted in my own brain thinking, I just called this guy a dead guy. But it's not the first time I called you a dead guy. You
didn't hear about the Mind Dog wet wipes either.
I did hear that. That's where I started getting distracted. Because I was thinking I could use one right about now.
The T-shirts were right before the wet wipes.
Oh, well, now I'm lost.
It's the ass worm cancer.
Well, you're the host here. Take it away. I'll just quad. I'm just.
Welcome to Coffee with the Quad. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Go back.
Quad.
This isn't gonna work.
Like quad, like quit.
Can't
do that.
Coffee with the Crip.
Yeah, Coffee with the Crip. Whoa, no, I said the Crip, not the Clan.
Our guest did show up for a second there. He just.
And that's what our guest.
That was, I don't know. See, this is where I was thinking about what kind of show did I book here? I consider myself a polymath professional in a way where I've embodied the 3 qualities so far: being creative, being technical, and being personal.
How's that a polymath? It sounds like he's doing, I don't know. Maybe it got lost in translation.
Maybe. I consider myself Wile E. Coyote, super genius. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go from here.
Wile E. and Coyote.
Do you like our new sponsor?
No, not at all.
Well,
one thing for certain, they won't pay us. We know that from the start. We won't get paid from that sponsor. So we won't.
I just want some of that really great suit.
The world is coming to an end, Alice. But nobody's got any money for anything. Groceries are too expensive. Gas is too expensive. Everything's too expensive. How about $99 for a trading card with me dancing, or me in a Superman outfit looking 400 pounds less than I really am, or
as a monster trucker,
or buy a Bible? Would you like a Bible? How about a nice Bible?
It's really good.
Well,
good
he could sell. He probably has more suits, at least lawsuits, than anybody else. So he can afford to cut them up and put them in the. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get rid of those lawsuits, and he figured if he cuts them up and put them in his little trading cards, they'll go away.
I just hope. I hope that after November 5th or November 6th or whenever the dust settles, that we never have to hear about this fat fucking turd anymore ever again. I mean, I'm just. Trump derangement syndrome is not just not what people think it is. It's just, aren't you fucking tired of this grift? The guy is fucking selling you shit 24/7. Oh, no, my suit. That was a beautiful suit. It was a cheap fucking $2 suit. All your suits look the fucking same. You want a piece of my shirt? I'll sell you. Cut up my shirt that I'm wearing when I shit myself on the program that time. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I shit myself. You guys didn't notice because it's not.
That's what the wet wipes are made out of.
That's the reason you had to get a new chair. The real reason.
Christ, did a cow shit in here?
No, my dog did.
Yeah. Anyway, we've already reached that point in the show. I'm just going to keep playing that over and over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
So,
well,
you guys got? Oh, you do have time?
Yeah, I got time.
That's
to
a shame.
We'll play it over and over and over again. I'm fine with that.
Time to kill. So yeah, so you guys heard now Stephen tweeting out yesterday's news in the middle of the night. Like that happened pretty much after the show ended yesterday, that Jack Smith thing. That was expected though. And everybody's acting like it's a big surprise. I'm surprised it took this long. I would have been doing it on July 2nd or whenever that immunity thing came down, or when Cannon dismissed the case in the first place. So whatever it is.
Well, you probably had they're probably taking their time to write it in such a way that because it's going to be challenged, and he just wants to get his ducks in a row so that whatever can be done.
You want to say dot the I's and cross the T's, don't you? You want to say that. You want to say he wanted to dot his I's and cross his T's, or cross his I's and then dot the T's.
No,
yep, exactly.
No.
Oh, you didn't want to say that? So, Stephen, how's your daughter? Is your daughter well?
She's doing okay. She's actually still asleep. Turns out she has COVID. I have COVID, and my
you got COVID.
mother-in-law has COVID. So,
have you had it before?
I've had it before. Yeah.
Well, you got it again.
Yeah. It honestly just feels like kind of like a bad cold. My daughter kind of is more flu-y like, but yeah.
Flu-y?
Yeah, just like the body aches.
Did you say flu-y?
Flu-y. A little flu-y.
You notice Ron Kane is very grumpy. He's mad about this Kane thing. He thought he was going to get rich off Kane sales. He was going to be a partner in the Kane business, or as we call it, cocaine. Yes.
Yeah, there's so much money in comedy. I figure I should sell canes now.
Canes.
Dude, that would have been such a good name for a podcast.
You got to be a mercenary. You got to be a mercenary. Now, Ian sent me. I don't know.
If they did a podcast with him and his wife, they could call it Cocaines because their both last names are Canes, and they'd be like co-hosts.
Really, you kept the same last name as your wife? That's a coincidence. What was she? Your sister?
Weird. Who does that?
Was she a sister or was she mother?
I think they were related. Yeah.
I think you're hoping that she's my sister.
Stay out of GD's search history, you nasty.
Ian sent me a link yesterday to
comedians who are funnier than Segura.
The latest Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer. I don't know. What is it? It's controversy or what? So apparently, I mean, if we go back, you guys all know the history of Tom Segura pissing off his fans, picking on people in airports, getting people fired. It's causing shit on Twitter. People saying, "Oh, poor little rich boy," all that stuff. Well, Bert Kreischer told a story about being on a plane and a flight attendant said, "No more drinks for you," and Bert felt, and this is his words, as a white male, I felt it my duty to light her on fire. So he told her, either you're not my flight attendant, so get the fuck out of my face or go get me a beer. And then she got fired for telling him he was over the limit on drinking. And he was proud of that. Proud of getting a woman fired for doing her job. And so his fans are reacting in not such a nice way, like you would expect. Like, Bert, that's kind of a dick thing to do, but he's proud of it.
Now, my question is, he said, as a white man, he felt like it was his duty to set her on fire. So, was her last name Cross or something? I don't understand.
I don't get that line. I don't get that line either, where he feels like it's a white man's duty to set the working man or woman, whoever, on fire for doing their job it wasn't like she was, hey, you fat ugly dick, put your beer down. You've had enough to drink. She was like, I'm sorry, we can't serve you anymore. You've had enough.
But it's like the classic story, though. You have these two comedians that at one point had nothing, and now they're kind of, I guess, at the apex of their careers, where they're both very high earners. They got a lot of power, and now you're seeing like you're seeing more and more of the ugliness now.
Yeah,
I thought one of them was like had wealth as a family. I don't know.
Both of them did. Both of them did. All two of them. All two.
Okay,
this feeds right into this, and this just feeds right into this already growing, BS shitstorm of theirs, that they're already disconnected from regular people. They've already disconnected from their fans. They've disconnected from how society works. Now they're to the point where they're getting people fucking fired and costing them their livelihood because they feel bullied. Fucking grow up and grow up here, you fat fucking piece of shit.
Oh, Ian straightened me out here. It was a woman working a children's event where the dads were too drunk, and he just said flight attendant to talk down to her. So she wasn't really a flight attendant. I just heard from the flight attendant part. I thought he was on a plane, but he got the woman fired for doing her job, I guess. So. But yeah, the entitlement, I'm just too important. I'm somebody and you're a nobody. And they can't figure, and they always kind of dress it up, and I'm just sharing my embarrassing moments to try to learn and become a better person by it. But then when somebody says you were being a dick, they get defensive and try, and they make it out like I'm bragging about how what a tough guy I am. I feel it's my obligation as a white male to light her on fire, and I just like, what the fuck does that mean?
I kind of feel that way about too, with a bunch of comics always talking about how everyone is into health and jujitsu right now, and I'm so fucking tired of it. Like,
you can't call it. You have to call it Jewish jitsu.
I thought it was Hebrew. I thought it was Hebrew jitsu.
No.
Jitsu.
Hasidic jitsu.
Yes, and why don't the Muslims have their own jitsu?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have like an Islamic jitsu?
But yeah, I just don't.
Buddha jitsu. Buddha jitsu.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm out.
Actually, Hindu jitsu has a nice ring to it, also.
Our guest is here. Did you know that? Our guest is here.
I can see the top of his head because of my mute icon is over top.
That's the top of my head. You're seeing. You see that? Before we bring him, are you guys aware of the heat wave that's going on in the Middle East?
The Middle East or the Mid?
Why would you be?
Actually, I didn't know it was a heat wave. Yeah, I thought it was bombs dropping. The heat was from the bombs exploding.
Three straight days of, I'm not exaggerating here, temperatures over 150 degrees Fahrenheit. 150 degrees, 3 straight days, and they're expecting another 2 or 3 more of those kind of temperatures.
Now, this isn't in an area that's already in a crisis for water, like Gaza. It was this is like an area that they can afford to be inside for a while.
No, nobody can afford that. But here, where it's along the Persian Gulf, I don't know where I'm looking at a map of it here. Doesn't say what countries these are, and I can't. My geography skills are not good at all. United Arab Emirates.
Rich people, they're inside.
Yeah. But 150 degrees. So for people who are denying climate change, Oman.
I think
it's an Oman.
I think they're another oil-rich country where everybody's inside except for the Philippine people that they hired to work. They're outside. So I feel
it's just weather. It's just weather. It's just weather.
Yeah, whether or not you want to live in a place like that.
Yeah,
it's sweater weather.
I think we should take all the climate change deniers and just make them sit there without any water or canteen or anything until this heat wave is over. By the time we got them all there, it would be over. But
somebody's been at the American Kennel Association American Ian has a new dog.
I just want to know how you guys are getting the heat to wave at you. It doesn't even say hi to me.
Oh,
bullshit.
All right, it's time to meet our first guest. Are you ready? Because I can't pronounce his name. I don't know if it's ST or Saint Tangarala. Well, that sounds about right. I'll let him correct me. Let him smack me down. He's a polymath. He's embodied 3 qualities so far: being creative, being technical, and being personal. Except his website is down for the technical
Say
part.
he's a polymath. He said he considers himself to be one.
Right. Considers
he may
himself
not be one. He may, like, I consider myself to be a very talented individual.
I consider you. Well, you don't want to know how we consider you, but he's also an author of a book, Havensbury, a young adult novel, and he's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your ears, open your minds, and help me welcome in. Is it ST? Is it Saint? Well, I'm sorry. Say your name.
Just it's ST. I'm sorry. Yeah, people always say Saint, but then I just don't like to be called a saint anyway. So ST is better.
Yeah, all right. There's some pressure behind being called a saint or something.
Welcome to the show, ST, and thanks for being here. Now, are you aware your website's down?
Yeah,
your podcast website.
It's for some reason it's just we're having some difficulties with the website, and we're.
Are you using the same support that Matt uses?
No, of course not. My website hasn't been down for 2 months. Oh well, 6 weeks, something like that.
No, we had a bit of an issue, and we have to resolve that one. But I mean, it's been down for a couple of weeks. We're trying to get that back into shape.
Talk to me about this polymath stuff. What's it all about? Is there a worldwide polymath federation, a polymaths of America?
No, I don't think there is a thing yet for polymaths. It's just I feel like I just can do a lot of things all at the same time pretty well. Like I've dabbled in different careers all at the same time. I've done different projects. And I just don't feel like I'm very good at specializing at a very deep level. I just like to dabble around different things. So that's why I call myself kind of like the aspiring polymath, not the polymath, because there's plenty of polymaths all around the world. People like Da Vinci and Benjamin Franklin and Michelangelo.
I think those guys are dead. Let me check. Yeah, they're like D.A. Pennebaker, dead.
Yeah, they're all dead, but they did dabble in different things. They tried different things, so it's kind of like that's why the term polymath has been applied to them.
But also, it's not just that they were dabbling in those things. They also are dabbling in like little children. One of them was dabbling in women all over the place. So
Da Vinci dabbled in children.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not.
Dabble. Okay, when I define dabble, I meant like dabble in actual work.
Yeah, I've had many careers.
Being a pedophile isn't work, especially nowadays. That is work. That is. I'm sorry. No, I'm stop.
You're not sorry. The problem is you say I'm sorry, but you're not sorry because sorry would mean you won't do it again, and we know you won't do it again.
Sorry, when I say I'm sorry, that was my Christian name. When I was born, my mother named me Sorry Fenderson.
Right.
And that's all.
You could see the future. She knew.
All right.
Got a very good on you.
I've had more careers. I bet you more careers than anybody you know, and I guess that makes me a polymath. I did not know I was a polymath. I just thought I was a guy who got bored easily and just did not like authority and I don't want to be the boss. And every time I have a boss, I'm like, "Fuck you! I could do this better myself. I'm out of here."
If you're going to start poly, you should ask your wife too, because she should probably be involved.
Is poly a drug?
No, it's a
it's a sexual thing. Right? It's polygamy.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, not polygamy.
No, polyamorous, right? Like a polyamorous relationship. Like
it's multiple, the same, but that's polygamy.
Polygamy is multiple wives. Polyamory is just like having just multiple partners in general, right? Like just
polyurethane is having the ability to urinate on many things at one time.
And honestly, it's 2024. How dare you come out here and say polygamy is the same as being poly? I mean, that's like calling a furry someone that's just into cosplay.
Thank you for reminding me of the year, because I am like Glenn Campbell. I forgot.
Now, Matt, I'm just sorry. Before ST, I'm going to get right back to you. But Matt, did you notice this is the most Ron has spoke at one time for the longest time, and it took that subject to like.
He's still upset with me about the cane thing, that I cannot procure the canes for him because he was looking to get rich.
Honestly, I feel violated this morning.
Yeah. So, would you one more career for you? Would you like to take over this program? Because I quit.
Oh, it depends on the terms.
You have to deal with these guys. Try to keep them in mind.
I mean, I can
back out.
Comedy podcast.
So,
we just talk about random stuff.
Yeah. So with your website down, I wanted to see some of the guests that you've interviewed and had on there, because talk about influential people and
if you want to like find my podcast, go on Spotify and you'll see that. Just type in "Next in Time" and you'll see the plethora of guests that I've had.
Well, I will do that after the show, but now that you're here, I don't think I need to do that in this moment. I can ask you about some of the influential and thought-provoking guests that you've had on. Who give me an example of somebody who was really interesting and had some ideas that got you inspired.
One thing is that my podcast primarily focuses on like aspiring visionaries and people who have built who are building companies from scratch, or let's say they're writing books, or just creating some things from scratch and being like creating a visionary idea from that thing they're trying to build. And so one of my favorite guests that I've had on was this Olympic gold medalist from Canada, who was like a sprinter, and he had a vision of trying to build an application meant for coaches to be able to then for coaches to be able to evaluate different people's like abilities on how they do. And let's say, for example, if you had a baseball coach on that app, and you had plenty of like just random people just posting videos saying, "Hey, coach, how's my swing?" And the coach would be like, "Okay, you got to do this, you got to do that." So it's kind of like the really inspiring thing is that you had an Olympic champion who thought, I thought he was going to retire. Who's just be like, "Okay, you know what? I won the gold medal. I'm just going to live life but I'm just going to retire and enjoy my life." But this guy had a very unique idea that just came out of that because he was in the sporting world, and he just went out there and just created that thing from scratch. So that's kind of why I kind of admire that guy for that reason.
Well, hold on to your seat. I got a really interesting guest for you. A guy who was a landscaper who developed an app.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, what is the app?
Yes.
What's it called? Green Pal?
MyGreenPal.com. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. The Olympic thing. I would be more interested in a guy who could just put a stimulus, like just say he's a pole vaulter in the Olympic sports and wants to really win, but he wants to rig the system so that everybody going before him gets in a huge erection where their erection can't make it over the pole, and then he wins by default. That would see. This is the way my mind works. I guess I'm not a polymath. I guess I'm like a unimath.
I think you're a poly something.
You're bimath. I think you're bimath.
At least bimath, because you're just all over these erected.
Who's commenting as me right now? Check out my new app. Don't be commenting as me. People think I'm writing that. Anyway, so what is your profession now? What do you do? Because you've got a lot of things: book author, filmmaker, podcaster. What are you doing now? What is your professional vocation?
I mean, currently, right now, I work a day job as like a tech consultant for Nationwide Insurance. That's kind of what
Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
Yeah.
So
I know. I was just gonna sing that. Nationwide is on your side. How about that? It's better than his crack the sky thing.
You're gonna take over Peyton Manning's job. That's his job is threat. He's gonna come for you.
Did not know that. Well, I don't want a job. I quit. I don't know if you got the email I sent out, but
actually, I was going to say that I don't know the country singer that he works with. I don't know his name, but I was going to say that's the job you're after, but I don't know his name. He does the commercial with a country singer who actually sings that, and I don't know his name.
So, ST, are you based in the U.S.?
I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia.
Our second guest is from Atlanta, Georgia. That's a coincidence. Now, were you born and raised here in the U.S.?
Born and raised in California. Then I lived across 5 different regions around the country, and then just decided to just lay my roots down here in Atlanta.
Usually, when somebody moves to Atlanta, it's either for a girl or for a job. Which was it? No, I'm just saying. No.
Definitely
was it a working girl?
Definitely to be rich.
Okay.
Yeah. And also every industry from around the country is just flocking to Atlanta right now. If you want to take part in any industry, or unless you want to go into the entertainment industry, or like what I'm doing, or let's just say the tech.
They've been trying to go into the entertainment industry for 30 years now. They just complete failures. This is how far they've gotten.
I have a surefire way to increase my brand, and that is, I'm going to franchise GD Funny. I'm going to franchise myself as a comedian. I'm going to so other people can be GD Fenderson on stage. They can use my jokes, my hair, or semblance of my hair, not my actual hair, right? But you use my actual jokes on stage, and they can all go on stage as me. And all they have to do is give me like $30,000 to buy into the franchise, and they can actually use my material wherever they want and my name.
But you have to buy your own shoe polish.
Hold on one second, ST. We have a breaking news here. That's all breaking news.
That's how I ended up in the wheelchair.
What, watching train crashes?
Being involved in them mostly.
Now, like TD, I just have to say you missed the episode last week with my green pal, because we talked about entrepreneurialism and the fact that you have to first identify a need. Is there a need, a big desire out there in the consumer?
Yes, actually, there is, because a lot of people. There is a need. There is a need, and I'm sorry to hijack this, ST. And matter of fact, but here's the deal: there are a lot of people out there who watch a comedian, they watch a comedy show, and it looks so easy that they decide they too can be a comedian. Most of them suck. They just got this whim, so they need a shortcut to become a really good comedian. So that's their need. The need is they want to be a comedian. So when they franchise my name, they no longer have to suck as, let's say, Nate Smith. They don't have to be Nate Smith anymore. They can be GD Fenderson. They have access to my jokes, all my material. The material is there already. They get my coaching so that I can teach them how to do my material. And like I said, it just cost them $30,000 right off the bat. That's it. But they're up and running. They now have like 9. Now, instead of working on their first 5 minutes, they now have 10 years worth of material right off the bat. They don't have to work on their first 5. They got 10 years right there. I'm saving.
You don't seem impressed, ST. But so ST, just to be frank here, I didn't see you even crack a smile on that, which is normal when he's talking. Most people don't. But do you have any desire to be ST Fenderson?
Fenderson? I think I'm just too serious to be a comedian.
See?
Why? Why so serious? The world serious. This is a serious question. Why so serious? The world is going.
No, it's like, I'll tell you this. I am not good out there because, comedy requires timing, and I fail to hit that timing very well sometimes. So I just have to, the best thing you can do is just be normal, just talk normally, and then if something funny just randomly shows up, that's kind of where the comedy hits.
All right.
So you're a humorist. So that's a humorist.
There's a difference between like just being humorous, like having some bit of sense of humor, versus, let's say, being a stand-up comedian, which is like a different ball game.
Yes,
no, I
know nothing about either one. So
comedians say funny things. Humorists say things funny. It's very simple.
Yeah, it has to come naturally from the inside.
Yeah.
I only prefer that.
The serious that's a whole different thing than being serious. And I think, not to be serious, don't take me seriously here, but I think the world is in a really Orwellian, dystopian kind of place. And I think without humor, if I don't laugh a lot every day, I just put a gun to the side of my head and miss.
You just gotta.
Not a very good shot.
You just gotta. All you gotta do to laugh is just watch a bunch of funny videos and just be like that. Once you start cracking up, once you start losing your mind, then that's kind of where like, okay, now you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah. So where is your passion right now? Do you? You said you got a day job and working for Nationwide is on your side. But that can't be. You can't be passionate. That can't be your life's drive and goal.
Well, that's the only reason why I still have. Is the only reason I have a roof above my head.
Are you in a cubicle? Tell me you're not in a cubicle.
No, this is my cubicle in my downstairs office room in my house.
Wow. Yeah, that's a terrible life. You know what? You don't seem like an old enough person to be condemned to a cubicle for the rest of your life.
No, there's more. Like, I've seen the world. I've lived abroad and I've lived around the country, so I know that there's more to life than just sitting and going to an office and sitting down. It's like, all right, type some random stuff and get out of that. Get out and just have a really rough meeting with your boss and then all that stuff.
Right.
Now, my question, oh, go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead. No, your question. Go ahead. You take preference because I quad.
Okay. Now, my question is, why the ST? Because I know a number of people who have, let's say, challenging ethnic names to white people, and so they just drop the name so that they don't. So
well, let me just stop you right there. As a white man, I feel it's my obligation to burn you down.
and so a lot of people with I'm going to say challenging ethnic names to white people, because in their own cultures, their names are very simple, be like John Smith or something. But so did you shorten the ST to make it easier for people to say your birth name, or is ST just like I'm GD Fenderson because I knew my mother was too lazy to type in Glenn Fenderson?
I mean, it was more like just because I had to shorten my name because people can't pronounce my full name, and it's it's a hard name to pronounce. Also, it's a 9-letter first name and 9-letter last name. Like, you see my last name Tangarella, that's a 9-letter last name. So my real first name has 9 letters as well, and ST just makes it sound. It just rings a bell whenever I say hey ST. It just rings a bell. It rings a bell to them, and it makes it easier for others to say it. And I don't have time to sit down with everyone and just be like, okay, this is how you pronounce my name. And it's the only people who want to know my name are the people who are so dying to know, to the point where they'll lose their minds if they don't know.
No, actually, I actually want to know what your name is and what it actually means, because usually, again, ethnic names usually have meaning, not like here where we just name things, we just drop a bunch of shit on the floor and whatever sounds it make, that's the name we call our kid. But I'm just wondering, so I'm assuming that you have a nice name, and I was wondering what it means, what it is, and what it means.
Oh, it's first name. What?
Disrespectful.
Yeah, no, it's not disrespectful. I'm interested. I want to know what his name is and what it means.
Are you really sure? Because
yes, I'm positive.
Would you lose your mind if you don't know?
Hell no.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I'm just interested. I love people. I love interacting with people, and I love different cultures, and I want to learn. And the only way you're going to learn is to ask.
Well, the S is for shut, and the T is for the fuck up.
Okay, that's cool. I can live with that.
All right, if you want to talk about outside the air, then that'll be a different thing.
Okay.
I unquat. I totally unquat.
Unquat, please, because quat.
I know. I felt like this was happening. I generally feel like that when GD opens his mouth. Anyway. Now, but seriously, if you're, are you motivated? What is the goal for like? Are you motivated by money? Are you motivated by making a change in the world? What lights your fire?
I mean, I would say and before it used to be money, now it's creating a legacy for the future. Like, okay, here's before I leave this earth, at least I have some tangible items that people can look into and just be like, all right, hey, this guy existed once. If when I wrote my preface when I wrote my tribute, I don't call it tribute, but I'll just say when I gave my dedication when I wrote on my first book, I said that I hope it continues to be read 500 years from now. So it's kind of like that historical artifact in the year 2500.
You know, you're reminding me of something back in the dementia cavern in my brain that I was thinking about the other night, that somebody had written something that would still be remembered at least, hundreds of years from now. And I don't remember who it was at this moment, but I thought that's what I think most people, I've said this a lot, that I think we are experiencing epidemic of invisibility. Most people want to feel like their life matters and that they will actually leave something after they're gone that people will say, look, this was a person who lived and had some importance in the world, whether on or was able to affect the world beyond and 1 in 8 billion chance of making a change in the world, or being a person who gets remembered for that. It's all we want to be. We want to be one of that 8 billion that actually gets remembered 200 years from now, 300 years from now.
Yeah, because when you talk about legacy and being remembered, like someone like G.D. Fenderson, they'll be remembered by the amount of sex toys they have at their house.
Oh, is that what ST stands for? That's why you didn't want.
No. It stands for Sri Vatsa. Sri Vatsa. Wait a minute.
Oh, Sri Vatsa Tangarala. That's the full first and last name.
See now, because this is why I brought up money. If you want to make money, if that's your total, Tangarala is a great drink name. You should kind of come up with the cocktail of Tangarala.
Tangarala. We'll see about that. I don't drink anyways.
And copyright it, trademark it, and it's yours. And then everybody who wants to order one, first of all, they have to pronounce it better than I did. And then
it's very vowel sounding, the last name, so it will be a lot easier versus my first name, which is there's a lot of consonants. When it hits the end of the syllable, it ends in a consonant. While Tangarala, it's like a vowel sounding last name, so it kind of makes it easier.
Right. What is your ethnicity? What is that Tangarala? What?
I mean, my family is originally from the south of India, and that's kind of where it just came from a village in the south of India where it's just like, okay, it came out of the woodwork somewhere from somewhere. It's just because they were deeply religious and holy people back back then. So they just had.
And the religion was Hindu, or
my ancestors were all Hindu. Yeah.
Wow, very cool. But now, being a person with dark skin in Atlanta, do people assume you're not from this country?
I mean, Atlanta is basically Black Mecca, like 30% Black or 40%
right.
Black. So
Chocolate City Light. It's Chocolate City Light.
But Black people can be just as bigoted and racist as white people.
Yeah.
Or prejudiced.
I mean, at this point, it's just more like at this point now, it's just only because they haven't seen me. Because I always realize that there's like, if I want to go into depth, there's like 4 levels of racism, which I feel like it's not really affecting me at the moment currently.
Yeah. I would love to hear what those 4 levels are. I think I got them all covered, don't I?
No, I'll tell you this: 4 levels of racism is like, one is like reactionary racism, just because people just see you out of nowhere, just like, well, who's this random person who's not like us? Then they'll be like, they overreact to that. Like, say, get out, like, what are you doing here? That's kind of like what you call reactive. Second is protective racism, which is more like, okay, if someone from a different ethnicity just multiplies in size and takes over and people start feeling uncomfortable about that, that's where they start trying to they do. I mean, it's not good or bad. It's just more like it's just it's basically that's human nature in a way. And third is like resentful racism, meaning like if people are like put it into a cage of different ethnicities, put into a cage together, and they have to like compete with one another. That's kind of where resentment comes. And yeah, the fourth one is I would say I think that's kind of like where it is at the moment. Like there's like different kinds of racism. It's not like one type of racism. People like define racism as like this one thing, and it's more like it's more complicated than just like that one thing.
Yeah, because I think
sorry, forgive me if I went into platitudes.
GD and I are in a competition for who is the most racist on this program, and I think he's winning.
Yeah,
I just have more experience at it. That's all.
Oh,
I've received so much of it that I've gotten very good at it.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about your book. You wrote a book for young adults. What?
It's a coming of age story of a young prep school student who becomes an entrepreneur solely because of the help and support of a homeless person who becomes like his mentor. So it's like this guy who goes to prep school, it's like this very elite institution, and he just doesn't feel like he's a good fit for it because his if you want to go into the story, it's just like his parents sent him over there because he was not a good student back where he was, and he just out of a favor from the principal, they take him in, and all that stuff happens. And then because he doesn't feel like himself in that place, he just like goes out and then discovers a homeless person. Then that homeless person guides him through for him to start a business in the town center, and then that whole thing sets up a tug of war between the town of Havensbury versus the actual prep school, which is Havensbury Prep. So it's kind of it's like one of those fictional schools out there.
Wow. Now, what motivated you to write this book? I mean, were you just bored? You had time on your hands, or did you always want to be an author? Is it a
COVID book?
If you had to go back in time, I was never a good student in terms of writing or reading, and I almost got suspended from school for not doing well in literature. So back in middle school, so that was not my, from going from that to writing to publishing a book, that's like a complete 180. But but the story was that I just kind of I just returned home from grad school, and I just needed something to do because there was nothing happening going on, and I just feel like, I just want to write something about myself without having to write an autobiography. So I decided to write some story of, these were all these inspirational things that I felt like I wanted to be a part of. Let's say I wanted to go to prep school, even though I never went to prep school, but I did go to college in Massachusetts where the prep school is based in. So it's kind of like, it has that essence of someone going by himself, going to somewhere far away, and then making something of himself over there. So it's kind of like writing a story of myself, like putting myself into it, and then all that stuff, and putting myself into that story, and just creating a world that is like that only I can think of. So it just came out of intuition.
Right. But so now, do you fancy yourself? Look at me saying fancy yourself. What just happened to me there? I think my panties came loose for a moment there. Hold on. Sorry. I will try not to say fancy yourself again. What the fuck happened to me? Do you see yourself writing more books? Are you is authorship in your future, or that the one-time thing that you got it out of your system?
No, it's I'm already working on the sequel of the first book that I published, and I got another one right in the works. And yeah, I just like to write. I think I realized that it's the only way I can really express myself wholeheartedly. That's the only way I can do it.
Well, would you prefer we do this by writing? Would you like me to write the questions out and then you could write them back?
I mean, if I just sat down in a dark space and I just feel like, oh.
It's got to be a dark space.
Yeah, you got to sit. If you want me to answer this question, you got to sit in a dark space and away from all the noise, and just be like, all right, now my
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant emotional dark space. Like you mean like a dimly lit room.
Yeah, not like an emotional
or quiet
in a quiet space. Sorry, I don't mean to go into this very grotesque kind of scenario.
No, he hears dark and he's ready to fight. Yeah, I could see him getting his knife out. I saw.
Reactionary racism. Jesus, man. Come on. Stop
Reactional,
it,
definitely. Now, in somewhere, I think I saw filmmaking somewhere in your bio. Have you made films, or are you aspiring to make films?
I'm aspiring to turn these books into films.
Oh, well, yeah. You know what? Thank you for admitting that, because I talk to a lot of authors, and it's like pulling teeth to get them to admit that, of course, you want to see your book turned into a film. Have you done any screenwriting?
I've not done it yet, but I did some short films back when I was in college. That's the only time I really ever took part. But I'm also a part-time background actor. So I spend some time. This is why I say I'm like a polymath, because I do different things all at the same time. It's not like, okay, I do one here, one here, one here. I do it all at once. So
is it driven out of boredom, or are you just really interested in a lot of different things?
It's just I'm interested in a lot of different things.
Can you now? I like that. You know what? I think that's a good quality to have. But having been in that space when I was younger, people tell me you need to focus, you need to specialize to be successful in any endeavor. And I've never been good at taking advice or listening to authority, so I rejected it. But that was the message I got over and over again. People advise you in that way, like, you got to really you got to become a specialist.
Yeah, they always say become a specialist, and when you become a specialist, you kind of lose sight of what you want. It's just more like, okay, now you become kind of the slave of that specialization, and you can't really escape from that. You don't want to be caught up in that hole, in that ditch. It's like
I feel you, man.
It's like throwing yourself into a ditch. I don't want to. It's like, when you walk on surface and you just see when you walk on the surface. Let's say you walk in a forest, and you just see some nice, amazing things. You get to experience amazing things all at the same time. Like you see trees, you see wildlife, you see plants, you see a lot. Even let's say you see good weather or bad weather, but let's say if you fall into a ditch, and it's like specialization, like falling into a ditch, and then when you start deeply falling into a ditch, and you start going deeper and deeper and deeper, it's just hard to get out of that ditch. I mean, you're like trapped there. So I just don't like to be that person who gets trapped into that ditch and like never have a hard time getting out. I mean, have a hard time getting out, but I do understand specialization when it comes to making money, where you got to make some money just to pay your mortgage. But otherwise, yeah.
Here's the thing, because I totally feel you in this stuff. Believe me, this is why I've been scattered my whole life. It's like I don't want to be pigeonholed into this is what I have to do for the rest of my life. My interest will change. My ambitions will change. I can change my mind, very fickle, by something new coming along and some new shiny object that gets my attention. And then I want to find out more about that. And if I specialize too much, that gets taken away from me. I feel like that anyway. I'm not sure that's the absolute truth, but that's my perception. But lately I've been hearing, because in this medium, they always say niche down. And I feel like there is room for letting your story, the path and the unstructured part of your life be your niche, because I think we lose that fact that improvisational quality of life. We just lost Steven. He's in the back, so let me do this while he's in out. We lose something when we kind of force things into a niche. So I could easily make this just about comedy and nothing else, but I have too many different interests, and I do think the audience is growing, and that serves to prove that the people who say you have to be a specialist, they don't know everything. They don't know everything, because I'm doing better than some people who are.
In this day and age, you have no choice but to be a generalist, especially now that the economy, like the job market, is just terrible, and you have to change. People have to change careers. I changed. When I came out of grad school, I wanted to go into marketing, but because I had the skills, I had the know-how, but they couldn't hire me because they had no opportunity. So I had to pivot and become a tech consultant. So it's kind of like it's if I decided to niche so hard into marketing and just ignore everything else, then it just makes it harder for me to become special. Like, let's say like you really explore an alternative career. Let's say if it weren't for, if I niched down, if I stayed in marketing forever and never got a job, and I never really decided to like leave out of that ditch, then I would not be where I am right now.
And that's Atlanta or Nationwide. You want me to call the guy, your boss at Nationwide, and tell him, listen, we're State Farm, and this is Max Napstein over at State Farm, and I really got my eye on that guy, ST something over there. He seems like I'm thinking of paying him twice what you pay him. Want me to call him? I'll do that call right now. I'll call him up and say, I want ST. How much is it going to cost me to get ST from you?
Oh,
you don't want me to do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Maybe you know what? I think a better company would be an aerospace company, not an insurance company.
Okay, I just thought his main competitor would be.
Yeah, I mean, because you see, the thing is, the good thing about being a journalist is that you don't have competition. It's like your own world, and other if you decide to go leave, and you don't have to leave, let's say, a job. You can also leave an industry and go for another industry. So and sometimes industries have to compete with other industries. Industries have to compete within their industry just to get their labor and their customers. So sorry, I mean,
I think I'm gonna predict your future. You're gonna be almost 65. And you're going to be bald. You'll have a big mustache and round glasses, and you'll be doing a podcast with a bunch of knucklehead comedians that you can't keep in line. That's what you have in your future. I can feel it.
Yeah, we can talk.
It's coming for you.
Yeah, because we can talk long hours about random stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I did say knucklehead. Wait, is that like an out of that's an out of.
That's a safe word.
That's a safe word. Well, you screwed up when you come back in, you got to hit this button over here and then do this and this and that and this and this and this. Wait, no, this. That's a little better. No, that's not a little better. Ew.
Oh, wrong bald guy. There you go.
Yeah, wrong bald guy. So do you? No, I like what you said. I kind of agree with it, but I've lived that kind of life, and this is what you get from living that kind of life. This is not where you want to end up.
I could do better.
Yeah, I hope you do better. I hope you do better. Do you have a long-term vision for your plan of your life, or you taking it in short-term 5-year plans or 1-year plans? Or
my actual dream is to be able to own property all over the world. That's basically my dream. But everything else is more like everything. Like when it comes to just jobs, it's negligible. But all I want to do is just own property, publish books, and publish podcasts. At least at that scale, I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it forever. If I can just.
So, let me just I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is a really important thing. I know a lot of people in the publishing industry, they're poor. I know a lot of podcasters, they're poor. So if those are your two things, just get used to eating fish out of a can kind of for dinner, and maybe sleeping in the back of a van down by the river.
See, I actually appreciate your goals and aspirations. I myself, because I'm 27% white, I have a similar desire where I want to own people all around the world in different places. So instead of property,
I don't same thing. People, property, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to own people.
If you own people, then there's rebellion. But if you own property, there's no rebellion.
It depends on the people. You get a nice docile group, they won't fight back. They'll be like, "Oh, thank you for saving us from our misery." You know, they're kind of like Republican light. You know.
I mean, that's why God.
Oh, you don't have to.
I don't have to go into politics, but still.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to drag every guest into the political discourse.
I wasn't trying to drag him into a political discourse.
You were. We saw you trying to drag him.
No, it was a metaphor or a simile. Did I say as a
I met a 3. I met a 3. She was kind of needy.
Kind of ugly.
I met a 5 once, but she had a real big mole on her forehead.
Was it under her mustache? Oh no, on her forehead.
Yeah, it was actually.
Well,
under her mustache too.
Some people do grow mustaches on their foreheads, but ST, I hope this wasn't too painful for you, and we're sorry to be just like a bunch of silly assholes. That's what we do. This is who we are.
I'll tell you this: I'm the guy who just absorbs everything, while at the same time delivers the most the most.
All right. Well, good.
Sorry.
Now, nextintime.podcast.com is down, but we want to send people to Spotify. I'll get that link. Is it just called? I just go to Spotify and look for Next in Time podcast. Is that?
It's Next in Time, and you'll find it. Next in Time by St. Tangarala.
Okay, and what is the significance of that title, Next in Time? What is that?
Next in Time meaning what's gonna come next in time, like what ideas are coming next, or what people are building, what types of what they want to do, how they want to change the world.
What do you have any predictions for I don't know, big changes to come?
I don't know,
in the short term, not like 100 years from now.
I'm not in the predicting business, because it's hard to really know what's going to happen. If you were to go back like 20 years ago or 25 years ago, people never thought the iPhone would be a significant factor. So it's more like it just has to happen, and then and then the world changes.
That's a weird perspective, I think, because I think I understand what you're saying there, that some things happened without people necessarily being ready for them. We were told there'd be flying cars by now, and I suppose there probably are one or two. But
when I was a kid, every year I thought like there was going to be let's just say the year 2006. At the end of 2006, 2007 comes, we should be seeing flying cars everywhere.
Yeah. So you're an optimist, basically.
I'm an optimist. Pessimism kills very easily.
See, I think that's what happened. This is what I think part of the reason why everybody was expecting flying cars was because of the ending of Thelma and Louise. I think that got people's hopes up that everybody could have a flying car. Probably Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and then Thelma and Louise, because they both featured flying cars.
The second Harry Potter movie where they had the flying car flying to Hogwarts.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Well, good luck with the podcast. Good luck with the book writing. We appreciate you dealing with this nonsense. It's an interesting conversation. I mean, I don't generally think of the future because I don't think I'm going to be around for it, and I'm very selfish. I don't care about everybody else. I just care about me. I'm going to be dead. That's the future. The future is me being dead. How does that improve the world?
I think everyone's going to be. I mean, that's the future. That's expected. Like, two things that are expected in life is death and taxes.
Yeah, but I think it'll be I bring a lot of joy the moment I pass. I know this because my wife the other night thought I was having a stroke, and then I noticed a big old smile on her face, which indicates where people are waiting for me to actually croak. If they're lining up, they're buying tickets now.
Then she could bring the animals in the house instead of have to feed them in the yard. She could actually have them as dinner guests at the table.
I'll talk to you about that at another time. Right now I'm too chicken. Anyway, ST, thank you for being part of the program. We will try to do our best to promote the next in time podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye for now. ST Tangarala. Did I say that right?
Tangarala.
That would be a great cocktail, don't you think? That would be a great cocktail. What are we doing here?
Yeah, let me get 2 Tangralas and a Tito's on ice. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It sounds like
even though he doesn't drink, doesn't mean you can't partake in the business side of it. I mean, Trump doesn't know what the fuck a Bible is, but he hawks them. So you
sells the shit out of them.
Right. He sells cologne and he smells like shit. He smells, but he sells cologne, but he doesn't smell like cologne.
Do you think Trump sells his Bibles with a forward from the author?
I'm just reading some of these comments. I guess I should have been checking them out.
Go backwards from him.
Yeah. What do you think about that whole idea of trying to, I don't know, come up with something that is going to actually be a big game changer in people? You know, I don't think the thing that he came up with was the Olympic app coaching thing. We have tons of. We had one on yesterday who was an athlete who has an app that coaches people to get in shape and stuff. I don't think that's a game changer. Game changer is like Neuralink or.
And not only that, the thing that he's talking about, they actually have better versions that coaches are already using. I saw features on ESPN where they actually can. They actually video somebody's pitching style or the way that they pitch or the way they hit. They punch into a computer, and the computer puts these little dots all over little points, and they can say, "Okay, you need to adjust your elbow up here. Hold your back down this way." You know.
How do you know that wasn't the same guy? The same guy.
No, because these are white people.
Welcome to Coffee. Welcome to Coffee with the Dog, as our team explains dream crushing.
He didn't say the race of the guy who he talked to. How do you know?
He said.
I was just wondering to see how long the train.
Did you not see an Olympic gold
I was curious.
From Canada, and they were in track and field or something. Now, if it's not Carl Weathers, who was didn't they have like one black athlete that ran in the
Jesse Owens?
Yeah, that's it. Jesse Owens. He was Canadian.
1936.
Yeah, that's the guy. He'd had
the Schweizer.
Yeah, he had the spots on the show.
Oh, hey,
I
want to know
what Hitler called him.
Well, I just want to know why the whole world's not all up excited about the Paralympics starting today, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it because they're American?
No, because you were our best hope, and you didn't qualify. You were our last best hope for this show to have representation at the Olympics, and you didn't qualify.
Well, marketing is a failure here. You got, first of all, that's the first I've heard. I know I'm not the first I've heard of the Paralympics, but this year and that it's starting today. This was the first I've been notified of it today. You can't wait until the event happen and to start selling tickets. You got to do it 6 months before.
Yeah, because I knew about the World Games, and the World Games doesn't even happen for like another year. And I already know about the World Games. They're promoting.
It's almost like I don't know, the Doghouse comedy show, and it's like 5 to 7, and you start promoting it 5 to 7 p.m. Or 6:55 p.m.
Promoted it. Yeah, it's sad. Anyways, I don't know. I was trying to create something about nothing because I don't really care.
What are the big events? What are the big events in the Paralympics? I feel like I'm crossing. Have I crossed the line?
Reaching for something on the top.
I don't know. Not falling out of your chair to pick up something off the floor.
Catapult bolting. That's when you put the wheelchair.
Finding
like
a parking
spot.
Wheelchair basketball is a big thing, right? I don't know if that's an Olympic sport, but it's a sport.
It is.
Wheelchair basketball.
It is. Yeah.
The wheelchair broad jump, but that's when you put like the wheelchair like a slingshot and you push them, and then they get to this little ramp and.
See, I think we should now. There's a need. Again, entrepreneurship is about identifying a need. I think they need sports that will attract people to actually want to watch these sports, because I never really wanted to watch wheelchair basketball. We got to come up. This is how we make money. Forget about the mercenary thing. How we make money is coming up with something that people actually really want and need in their lives. A sport. And I've had a lot of guys, these fucking, I'm sorry, dudes, But you dudes who have invented new sports who've been on my program, and you know who you are, those are lame sports that you've invented. Nobody wants to see them. I'd rather watch wheelchair basketball than those.
Sorry, the reverend is kind of like hurt by that feeling, that the sense that you.
The ball sucking thing, sucking sport that you came up with.
Technically, they're not sports; they're more like games, activities.
So some of these are kind of sound fun to watch, and some of them kind of scary. But see, there's para archery, para athletics, para badminton.
Para archery is that guy with no arms and no legs doing a bow and arrow.
But
Probably.
he's shooting his cock off.
Blind football.
Blind football.
That would be fun to watch. I don't know how that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and do it in traffic. Do it like on a busy expressway or something. Like,
oh, this can't be real. The picture is a bunch of people laying on their sides blindfolded. This can't be real.
Where you getting this from?
The International Paralympic Committee's website, Paralympic.org.
Wow.
But
people lying on their side blindfolded.
It's just,
were they playing musical wheelchairs? Did nobody put a wheelchair out?
I don't know, but I always win musical chairs. Sitting volleyball, para swimming, para table tennis, para alpine skiing. That'd be interesting. Para snowboarding and wheelchair curling.
Okay.
Oh.
I can see musical wheelchairs where everybody's in a wheelchair and they go around in a circle, and when the music stops, you have to stand up, and the last one to stand up loses his chair, and then they keep going.
I think it'd be more fun is when the music stops, you have to knock someone out of their chair.
I guess it's late, and I'm assuming not showing up. But we'll never know.
Did we play the news, and we just didn't?
We didn't play the news. Here's what's happening in the news. Trump got re-indicted, and he's surprised by it, and he's freaking out.
That's true.
That's the news for you. That's the news, folks. Also, it's very hot in the Middle East, 150 degrees. 150.
There's something about people from Arizona dying? 2 women in Arizona.
Oh yeah, there are people in Arizona died in a flash flood or whatever. You want to hear the news?
Dancing.
But isn't everybody in Arizona like 90 anyway?
I have friends in Arizona that are actually under 90.
Oh,
listen. Carl was on the show last year with Doug Stanhope. Does the show? Well, Billy Wayne Davis's show with Andy Andrus and Christine Levine, but Stanhope is the host of that in Bisbee, Arizona. They're doing it again this year, and I do think I could pull some strings for you guys if you wanted to go down there and get some stage time and say I did a show with Doug Stanhope. I can make that happen.
I don't care about doing a show with Doug Stanhope, but I would like.
You do.
Arizona. No, really. I mean, but I would like to do a show. As Arizona's one of the states I haven't performed in, so sure. Yeah.
Well, see, I was really just talking to Steven and Ron because white people only. White people only.
Okay. That's right. This is Doug.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. No.
I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. It's just your blackness.
I think we need this before news, though.
I think that guy performed at a bachelor party.
I'm aroused and confused all at the same time. I don't know
I'm
what's
pretty
happening anymore.
I'm pretty sure he performed at the most recent bachelor party I went to, which was 1976.
Mm.
They have cameras back then?
He had the move. No, I'm just saying that guy. And because the move kind of reminded me.
I don't know why he had to lick the bottle. That doesn't even make sense.
Why did he lick the bottle?
He could have just blown the top off and swallowed the liquid.
Because you don't get more erotic.
He was trying to taste the pre-drink.
Yeah, you gotta get the pre-aid before you get the Powerade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I get it. I guess.
And you can find that guy. He's been recently hired as the spokesman for my Bush Pal.
Is that .com?
Yeah.
MyBushcraft.com.
MindDogTV.com.
Wouldn't it be a terrible misfortune if that guy was the cane supplier for our new Ron Canes?
Yeah, new lickable canes.
We could start a new URL.com and go straight into porn. Make that exclusively porn. I think we could sell that.
Corn or porn?
Porn or corn, both. I mean, you could have a corn fetish under the porn,
Corn porn. Cornporn.com.
.com. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think .com is like a usable. Maybe.
Why, if we create it, we can. I don't see why we can't create it.
It costs money to create it, and we don't have any money.
But
We're all broke.
$40, I got that.
No, don't. It's not like creating a domain name. You have to create a domain. What is suffix? Yeah.
Suffix. Okay. Well, I know what Suffolk County is. We can go there and get like a discount, right?
I'm in Suffolk County.
So, yeah.
What did I want to talk about?
She get ahead of it.
I forgot. Oh, Stephen, I don't know if you were aware yesterday, but we had this black man who has like an enormous big black cock, and he was on the program yesterday. Yeah, but he basically said there is no excuse for not walking. I would like to give you a moment to retort. Retort, you retard.
Well, the response to no excuse for not walking is you're 100% right. Pure laziness, 100% through and through. It's mostly a scam.
Would you like to sign up with him and see if he can get you walking? Because his
I will give him $1 million in cold hard cash.
I don't think he charges that much, really.
He can make me walk. I'll do it.
Well, according to him, he could get me to exercise because he said this: if there's a 6 foot, 7, 240-pound black man with huge muscles and hands hands that I got. But he said if he would behind me, you guarantee that I would be motivated and do the exercise. So I'm just thinking he would scare you into.
No,
I mean, if anything
being a phony about it.
If anything was going to get me to do it, somebody chasing me with a giant black cock would be the one to do it. Yeah.
Now I'm just curious: is that $1 million offer to anyone that can get you to walk, or is it just to him?
Anybody.
I'm gonna talk to the Reverend. I think he just because he hasn't tried to heal you, so I think I'm gonna talk to the Reverend.
He'd be number like 8 or 9, so bring it on.
Yeah, but
you heard it first here, folks. The sitcom challenge, open to anybody in the public. If you can get Stephen to walk or catch him on camera when he really is walking.
The challenge starts now.
Yeah. $1 million on the table. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the $1 million to pay, but neither does Donald Trump. So,
well, see, you know what? Even
he will walk to the bank.
He will walk to the bank to get the money.
He will walk to the bank, and they will tell him.
I will walk to the bank and apply for the loan. If you can get me to walk, I will walk to the bank and apply for the loan right now. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it appears that we have a no-show, and I have to tell you, I'm not brokenhearted. Can you tell I'm not brokenhearted?
I can tell you're not brokenhearted.
All right. So in the meantime, the chicken thing. My wife was she's got stuff that she feeds the chicken. I don't know what it is. It's not like bird seed, but the chickens are like aggressive now. Like,
who do the chickens actually belong to? Are they homeless chickens, or do they belong to a neighbor? And
nobody's claiming these chickens, and it seems like there are chickens now. They stay here.
They don't have any bands.
My wife's
bands on their feet. Nothing, because I know some people have like bands on birds' feet when they own them,
like tag them and stuff.
Yeah, and whoever originally imported these chickens, because there's no such thing as free-range chickens. They didn't just wander in from Nebraska.
I think they could have come in for a convention, lost their power cord, and they've been stuck there.
They actually
whoever got them is not all concerned that they're missing. They haven't left my yard for like a month now. They've been here. So I called up my friend. Ralph Dice Clay. I don't know if you know him, but he's had chickens. And because they were eating the cat food yesterday, I was like, that can't be good for them. They're eating like fish and whatever the cat, wet cat food. I was like, that can't be good for chickens. What are chickens supposed to eat? So I called up Ralph and he said they'll eat anything. I was like, chicken? Oh yeah, they'll eat chicken. I was like, well, that's not.
That's
true. Well, yeah, chickens will definitely eat just about fucking anything you put in there.
But he told me to go to, and then they're not a sponsor, Truly.com, and get chicken, the egg producing pellets. If you can feed them the stuff that are more likely to make them produce more eggs. And you got to put some straw in those cat condos that you have in there, and they'll go in there and they'll lay eggs in there. And I'm like, I can't eat an egg directly out of a chicken's ass.
What do you came out the ass, and then your wife washed it, and then you're not eating it out of the chicken's ass, you're eating it out of your wife's hand.
Right. But he's like, do you eat eggs? Do you eat eggs? I'm like, yeah, I like eggs. He's like, well, where do you think they came from? And they came from a chicken. Yeah, but I didn't see it. That's the thing. If I see it, I know where it just came from.
Yeah. He didn't say go out there, set up a webcam, and watch these chickens perform the act of laying eggs. He said go make a nest, and there'll just be eggs in the nest. You're not watching them poop out. That's weird.
Well, as far as you're concerned, it could be the egg fairy. The egg fairy could be coming in and leaving the egg just like a quarter under the pillow.
Have you ever eaten a fresh farm egg like right out of a chicken's ass?
I have. I've also had fresh farm milk.
That explains why you can't walk.
I've had fresh chicken eggs and fresh goose eggs. I get a fresh ostrich egg, or did I? No, I didn't.
I would love to try an ostrich egg.
Now this is where 65 years in, I need the birds and bees talk from you guys, because I don't understand. Because he said you can't have a rooster. If you have a rooster, what's going to happen is the rooster's going to fertilize the egg, and then when you're going to you crack the egg, and there'll be an embryo in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So the chicken is the rooster is fucking the chicken, and somehow the chicken is laying eggs that are already fertilized. But right now they're just laying eggs that are not fertilized. Why? What's the natural purpose of laying eggs that are not going to do anything? Like,
well, I would imagine it's no different than when a woman has an egg that drops and they pass it when they're not fertilized.
Like having a period. So what you're doing is really eating the
chicken
periods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Red Wings omelets. That could be a whole brand.
Steven's identifying a need here.
Yes.
I'm not sure it's like a popular need.
No, but there's a niche, there's a kink. We can put them together and it can be a whole thing.
So basically, you guys have no problem eating chicken ass eggs. Because what the bottom line of this is, so they really use, so chickens shouldn't even get upset that you take the eggs then, because those are like wasted in their view. Like they have no purpose. They're never gonna. It's not gonna be a chick.
Yeah, I don't think they're upset about it.
Now there are some extreme right wing chickens who believe that chicks begin at conception and that every egg is sacred. Every egg is great. And if an egg is wasted, God gets quite irate.
Well, but then there's also some super liberal chickens over at Planned Breakfast Hood who will make sure that you never go hungry and an egg is never wasted. So, it's...
I like that, Planned Breakfast Hood.
Yeah, and we're not even talking about using stem cell research. That's a whole nother industry together. So yeah, it's you have the potential to make millions of dollars in your yard right now, Matt. I mean,
millions, like maybe $2 or $3. I mean, how many? If I get them these pellets, because this is the thing, Ralphie said to go and get these pellets that will make them lay lots of eggs. I mean, what is lots? Is lots like each one does one a day? One a day is a lot, right? So. Well, I don't know.
It depends on how. It also depends on the chicken and how many chickens you have. So if you have, let's say, 6 chickens, how many chickens are there?
I have 5.
Okay,
I have 5.
5. Okay, you have 5 chickens.
You counted one twice.
If you can get them to lay 2 eggs a day or 3 eggs a day, that's a dozen right there.
So it says, I Googled it, and it says a healthy laying hen can typically lay an egg every 24 to 26 hours, or about 4 to 6 eggs per week. However, there are many factors, blah, blah, blah. So some do more, some do less, but it's roughly 1 to 2 eggs a day. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's the fine print. That's the fine print.
No, maybe the dogs would eat I would think the dogs would eat the chickens before they would eat the eggs. But
it also says depending on the time of year too, because they need at least 12 to 14 hours of sunlight to lay an egg.
Oh well, so only during summer. So where do all these eggs come from in the winter? I'm not buying this.
They have like no tanning.
I think that's different than the chickens they keep inside under climate control.
Well, while you're on this thing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Welcome to Coffee with the Dog, to our hot chick segment.
Where cock is on the table. Anyway.
I'd like to, what Ron is really trying to say. That's what he's trying to say in his own little way. With store-bought eggs now, do they do it? They say pasteurize on the carton, don't they? Do they do anything, or they're just taking them just like Ralphie would out of the chicken's hay, straw, whatever it is, just putting them in the cartons, and here you go.
I think I saw a documentary on Looney Tunes that showed how they did it. I think it was like one of the Foghorn Leghorn episodes.
Boy, I say, boy, what are you talking about?
Because I would think you're running a risk of, like, I don't know, salmonella or whatever, if they're just like sanitized or something. Just eating fucking something that came out of a chicken's ass.
Well, I'm not an expert on salmonellas.
Well, Ralph says they're better tasting when they come directly out of chicken's ass.
The taste also depends on what they eat, because you can affect the way the eggs taste by what you feed them.
If they eat chicken?
If they eat marigolds that have like one particular taste, it also affects the color as well. What they eat.
How about if they eat cat food?
I have never had knowingly eaten a chicken's egg.
Cat food fed chicken.
Most companies that raise chickens don't feed them cat food that I know of. They usually feed them grain and antibiotics.
All right.
And steroids.
Speaking of chickens, now this.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Donald Trump may try to deny it, but those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does.
Now, the thing is, Trump is seeking control over everything except his fucking mouth.
Facts.
He's not taking control of the chicken egg production facility. I think. What?
Well, this reminds me. So I was trying to get through it this morning. You guys know what the Sean Ryan show is? Who Sean Ryan is?
Nope.
He's interviewed the guy who shot Osama bin Laden in the face. He's had all these hackers on. He interviews a bunch of people. He just posted an interview this morning with him and Donald Trump. It's 2 hours long, and I made it through about 20 minutes of it, and it was woof.
And what what is the takeaway?
It's basically the whole takeaway. It's basically just letting Trump sit there and just jerk off for 2 hours about how great he is for America and how much everyone else sucks. And he sounds like a bumbling old fool.
Man.
It's not even the same Trump there was 2 years ago. It's bad.
Well,
It's
that's
just
why
him
I played
rambling.
the commercial thing. Like, aren't the people who support him even tired of him totally grifting? Like, do you have $99 to pay for a card that he's on there? Photoshop thing with his kind of like his face, but a much younger version of his face on a Superman body. Like, what the fuck kind of cult is this? And
the things I've read, especially about the election, like the Trump campaign is going in really hard on trying to get young men to come over to their side, and the other side is, more focused on women. And like, if you're a guy and you're siding with a conservative at this point, we just accept that you enjoy pegging and cock blocking.
Yeah.
And also, they want to be fathers because they won't be able to get an abortion. At least they get pregnant. They're saying we want the responsibility. We want to pay child support. We want to pay child support.
Yeah, a friend of mine who is having some dating struggles. She recently met two different dudes, and well, the one guy she actually didn't get to meet, but no, it's actually three of them. Two she met and one she didn't. But they kind of showed their true colors, and like she brought up politics, and the one guy called he's like, Harris is just a bitch and a slut.
Wow.
That's rough. You think usually they should be one or the other, but both. Wow, that's sparring with both.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just jealous that they can't,
I can't find that
That
stupid.
is impressive.
It is. That throat control is.
There's a guy on TikTok. If I find it, I'll send it to you, Ron. He comes across my For You page for no reason. He gets these giant like Steiner mugs, right? I'm talking like one of those big, massive bastards, and he'll dump like Sprite, Monster, Gatorade, like 8 or 9 different things in there, and just downs it in one drink. It's the weirdest thing ever. If I find it, I'll send it. It makes that guy look like an amateur. It's wild. I don't get that. These guys must make men really happy somewhere.
I was trying to bring up that photo.
I know between the big hands and now that guy licking the bottle, Matt is really off his game this week.
Yeah. Here it is. It's got to be over here, right? It's got to be over here. It's images, baby. There it is. Now, this is because you talk. Oh, it's not going to bring it up. Come on, man. Come on.
People who don't have any video, but you're only listening to the audio, Matt is having difficulty getting
I got another video here if you would
hold off a second with your dumb little videos. All right, you can.
Rod, I found him and I'm sending it to you so you can share that one too.
All right, yeah, play your dumb little video while I'm doing this because I'm too.
How was that? Okay, if you guys can see, I am literally sweating so badly. What was that one?
I never want to do that again.
What did I do for YouTube?
I think you need to quit YouTube.
I know.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right, so thank you so much to my sister, Caitlin, for being.
Whoa.
What the fuck, man? Why? What the? Yeah, quit YouTube.
Apparently.
Quit life. Quit all of it.
We're over the limit on stuff we can load into StreamYard. This is how much stuff you've added here. Now, I do want to share this because it's important to note these things. I think it's important to note these things, right? Is this what I want to note? Is this what I want to show? No. What is Chevelle saying? Tell me what he's saying because I'm doing things.
You guys quote one asshole and keep saying they as if everyone from the right feels the same.
You guys quote one asshole and keep saying that they as if everyone.
Thank you for translating what Steven just said.
Yeah, right. If you want to dispute it and say you don't agree with it, feel free to be the first, because everyone on the right does march in lockstep on all the Trump stuff. And if you disagree, say it. Let's hear you call them out on one thing you fucking disagree on. Charlie Kirk, who is the Christian T-Pack, he's trying to get the youth and he does have a good stranglehold on the Republican youth. He put this out yesterday. Want to check my phone storage and saw the whole gay agenda alive and well. Is anyone surprised? Now he's showing the rainbow of his storage because I guess his iPhone does it in color code, and he thinks the rainbow stuff is indication of Apple trying to shove a gay agenda down your throat. But what he's too stupid to realize is the screenshot he took showed his most popular apps. The app he uses the most is a gay dating site, a gay hookup site. Grindr, it gets the most use on his phone.
Wow.
This is So this is a guy talking about. This is the indication of the gay agenda, not knowing that he's outing himself. This is from his account.
I didn't even look at that part down there.
That's what I was showing you. It's basically this is a guy who's coming out as they're trying to make us all gay, and the app he's using most is a gay hookup fucking app.
What's the date? Because the only reason I kind of doubt that this is real is that it says there was 1,400 gigabytes used for Grindr.
No, it's 1.407 gigabyte.
Yeah.
Is that 1.407?
I know it could be 1,407 gigabytes. Yeah,
that looks like it says 1,407.
Right.
Those two alone, I don't think the iPhone makes that big of a hard drive at the moment. So
maybe it's just
this. Oh no,
right.
This might be fake news. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
No. Because I have YouTube. I have 70,000 gigabytes on YouTube on my. It's talking about how much data you transfer. It's not how much it stores.
That's iPhone storage usage is what that was showing.
Right. Let me see if my iPhone storage, what it says.
Because here's the thing. If any of all of the conservatives, I'm pretty certain Charlie Kirk would be the one on Grindr. I'm 100% sure of that. But
he tweeted that out. You can go to his account. He tweeted that out.
It's not on. I did. It's not on his account. I was just on there. That's why I brought it up.
Maybe he pulled it down after people called him.
No, because like I said, the biggest iPhone storage available at the moment is 1 terabyte. So in order for him to have used 1.4 terabytes of storage would mean he would need an iPhone with
my YouTube. It says my YouTube storage is 16407 gigabyte. That's 16,000.
Physically impossible.
Well, that's what it's physically impossible, but that's what it's saying on my.
I know, but if you're talking iPhone storage, the iPhone storage screen can't have 16,000 gigs of anything on your iPhone storage. That's not physically possible. That's 16 terabytes.
Again, that might be the case, but that's what it's reading. So if that's what it's reading out as, then it's not improbable that his would say 1,407.
I would bet a year's salary that's a fake image.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward fake image as well now. I wasn't paying much attention to
any other time. I wouldn't disagree, but yeah, because it says, because if you look at an iPhone's thing, it's obvious when they put a point. Because like my TikTok, for example, is 15.05 gigabytes, and that's my most used app. iPhone 8 is, I believe, 1 terabyte. So,
Charlie Kirk. But now this is an image. This isn't his site, his page.
Okay.
I'm just
is that something?
Yeah, you guys keep talking while I. No, that's not what you do.
While we're doing this, so let's do gamer news.
That's tomorrow.
No,
I'm almost.
Time today. We got time
I'm not done with it yet. I have 2 more stories to add. It's not done yet.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Did Charlie Cook delete his account?
No, I'm on his TikTok or his Twitter right now.
Did he block me? Maybe.
And I went back as far as 4 days on his posts, and there's nothing.
Well, I say it's time to say goodbye to Gubs.
Goodbye, Gubs.
Goodbye, Gubs.
Let's see.
Well, or did you say goodbye?